From a building that can get louder than almost any in the National Football League, this is GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Today, two teams hailing from the AFC between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. Everyone's still celebrating the return of regular season football, and we're away in week 2. Xavier Worthy now on the return. And in the end, Brock, a pretty exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. First give of the game to the LSU product. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. They strike for 23 yards. And that's a Chiefs first down.
I can assure you of one thing. That carry just brought some extra work in the opening quarter. You couldn't script that run any better.
One play in, Brock, and his drive is already in enemy territory. First down, and they go right back to it. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Has him on the quick hitter. And they bring him down around the 34. Get 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Yellow.
The first carry now, Brashard Smith. He's got a gain of 6 there. Eric Stokes getting there for the stop.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Yellow.
Running for the marker on second. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. A 6-yard gain on the play. And it's going to be first down, Kansas City.
Looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Hey, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Short pass brought in. And he stopped as we get closer to our first point to this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Somebody got to do it. I mean, hey, somebody got to do it. I see what you hey, watch him do it.
Drive has kind of seemed destined for the end zone, partner. First of a few chances now to reach it. Blitz coming, Mahomes. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
You This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Jump off caught by his back. And they'll get there and stop him at the line.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
This needs to find the end zone, Brock. It's 3rd and goal.
Yellow.
Again, Mahomes to throw. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. Nearly an interception on that play. So now they're left with 4th and goal.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And our game starts with a field goal on the opening drive.
If they can keep moving that ball the way they did on the opening drive, he's going to be called upon, I gotta guess, Kate, for more than just field goals. Probably some extra points, too.
Harrison Butker and a kickoff for Kansas City.
Butker on now to kick this one away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Okay, break.
Raiders just about ready for this one. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Let's go.
They'll go play action. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball. It connects on the deep shot. And he will take this down near the opposing 35-yard line.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. Looking in the air here. Into the hands of Pat Fryermuth. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
Ready.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
At the Chiefs' 27-yard line.
The first carry here for Ashton Genty. And he will haul it in for the Vegas touchdown. The Raiders pull ahead 6-3 in the 1st.
Kate, that's just simply the difference-making edge that these elite running backs bring to you. A lot of backs can get you 10 yards, 20 yards, but the elite backs, they can take it to the house.
Now they'll try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders one up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Worthy now to return it. This makes it up to the 25.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Starting out trips right here. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Here's Mahomes. And he's caught. Jalen Royals. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 33 yards. And that's a Chiefs first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
It's the end of the first in this AFC West showdown. 7-3 is our score. Back to Arrowhead in just a moment. About set for the second quarter. Chiefs football here. They've got a first to begin the frame. Here's the lone back on the handoff. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play. It just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer. Find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late. And this could have been much, much more exciting.
Here's Mahomes now. This is caught inside the 15. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28. Double coverage deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
Brought in. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook wide open.
Just a yard left to go on second down. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. He's going to be driven backwards. Looks like he's at the 8.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Now it's Mahomes. And he hauls that one in. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Yo, that's bullshit. Yeah.
Setting up to try the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Chiefs push their lead to 3.
Raiders 7. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Butker on now to kick this one away. Fields this one at the 3. And this drive will start inside the 25.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense is set. 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. That's going to push him back for 2nd down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go. And let that pass rush get home.
70.
Here's a throw. And this one's not going to connect. Knocked away, and that failure to connect, Brock, means it's 3rd down.
I hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
Ready.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Tag. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Third and long for him here. And a nice game here, but it's stopped short of the first.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Wow, tremendous punt here. This one's looking great, angling towards the sideline.
First and 10 at their own 8-yard line.
Now Kansas City looks settled in and ready. Here we go. First and 10.
Yellow, yellow.
To the air, Mahomes. And the first play of the series is going to be an incomplete pass intended for his running back there. That brings up second down.
Okay, it just kind of feels like they've met their match with this defense. So many plays, well, they just not ended the way they were drawn up. Fortunately, well, their defense is doing the same. You really feel like which offense can get into rhythm is going to find a way to win this game.
Yellow, yellow.
On second and 10 now, Mahomes. Dumped off to his running back. Still some room at the 20. And they finally managed to get him down at the 23. He picks up 15 on the play. And it's going to be first down, Kansas City.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard.
So it'll be second and long upcoming on the other side of this 2-minute warning. It's the Chiefs in front here at Arrowhead. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now.
Yellow. I don't need 43.
Back to throw Mahomes. He steps in and makes the interception. And the Raiders are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception.
Okay, when a team spends a premium pick on a DB, in my opinion, you've got to be able to take the ball away. So many guys can run really fast, cover really well, but the difference makers find a way to create those interceptions.
Okay,
First and 10 from the 43. And off to Genty. And he drives that puck backward on a gain of 4.
That is simply a stay on schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
Second and 6.
Four yards on that first down run. Here's second and 6.
Hot 70, hot 70. Like this.
Takes the handoff. Now to throw. Look at that power. Deep left side. Caught near the goal line. And the stop is made 3 yards from the end zone. It's going to be first and goal. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. Defense still reeling from that last play. Now they're defending first and goal from the 3. Genty. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. Second and goal coming up. Timeout taken by Kansas City. It's second. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down.
79 Broncos. Let's go now. Panther 60. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
Now looking to throw. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. The Chiefs will use their third and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic. but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Ready.
They're going to run it with Genty. And he's in for the touchdown. The Raiders get some late points and the lead. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
And how about the other side? Beating a defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
Kicking unit comes out for the extra point. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Raiders take a 4-point lead.
Somebody got a boy, I win. Hey, somebody got a boy, I finish. Hey, watch boy.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Making some progress here. And he manages the 35 before they can stop.
At their own 35-yard line.
All right, the Chiefs in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10.
Hey, 50.
Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Oh, he got hit as he was throwing it. Unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10.
Yellow.
Throwing is Mahomes. It isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, a defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating 3rd and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down.
Come on, 80. Attack, attack.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down.
That was a situation where I think the previous drive, really affected the decision-making there. Coming off a pick, he wasn't about to challenge the coverage. Instead, well, he just took his medicine.
Y'all gotta talk my taste. Y'all can't talk about basic. We better know Power Rangers. Mine also dangerous. Y'all talk outrageous. Don't call the matrix. Got that touch my face.
The Chiefs bringing out their punt team. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. Collects this at the 35. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return.
At their own 42-yard line.
Okay, great.
Good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10.
Hawk 70. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Go.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. Caught into the hands of Fryermuth. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Get it. Cougar 19.
Throwing now on 1st down. He's throwing deep to the left side. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
You know, that type of play is so doggone impressive, not just because it saves a touchdown. He had timed that perfectly to knock it free without drawing a flag or letting him establish possession for the score.
Back now, pressure coming. He's got it near the 8. And this is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with 1st and goal.
18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
And they fake the spike. They're going to throw it. And he hauls in the touchdown. The fake spike works. The Raiders will add to their lead at the end of the half. It's a Jerry
Yo,
Jeudy
that shit was
touchdown.
crazy, yo.
Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half, or if we get a play from scrimmage, as this one's away. So it's a touchback on the kickoff, and we're going to get one final snap here in the half.
20-yard line.
Here's the final play of our first half.
Hey, Sunday on yellow. Let's go on.
Looking to throw. On the move, hit it right. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Butker on now to kick this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go. Bronco 80.
Throwing now off the play action. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
One play in, Brock, and his drive is already in enemy territory.
Here we go. Set.
Genty on the draw. Didn't sell the draw enough, and he pays the price. He's headed the wrong direction, backs him up for second down. Tight end in motion left. They're going play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And for the second straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way, and that's going to bring up a tough third down.
Kate, I don't know if I've ever told you, but my dad was a driver's ed teacher. And I could just hear him right now say, son, take this out of reverse and put it in drive. Because this one's going nowhere right now. A drastic change on this play needed, and maybe a whole lot of luck to keep this series alive. Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the fourth down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
And they're going to be working from the red zone as he reaches the 16. A pickup of 17. And the Raiders are going to have a first down.
What a great sign to start the second half for this offense, because with a lead, well, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
And he's brought down by a collective effort there, only 1 yard on the carry. Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8.
Come on, come on.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. And the Chiefs are able to get this back up to their own 15-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
Chiefs coming up to the line here. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. He's got 6 yards on that carry. It's 2nd down.
That run may not have gotten you at first, but sure, nice little run to set the table.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3. Right up the gut. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain, so Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Complete beyond the marker. And he's taken down after a very productive effort there, Brock, up to the 40-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs. From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10.
At the 40-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they're approaching midfield with that gain of 6. He's up to the 46.
It's a gain of
2nd and 3 now.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 46-yard line.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. That's incomplete on 2nd down.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Back to the air, Mahomes. Screen here for Smith. 1st down and more past the 40. And finally stopped at the 34. They get 19 on that pickup. And that's a Chiefs 1st down.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffed out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34. Again, Mahomes to throw. And he's dropped and got there for the sack. And that brings us to the end of this 3rd quarter. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's the Chiefs in possession to start. They trail, but that lead is reachable. Gonna need something special here. 2nd and 20 following the sack. Here's the backup. First throw. Getting out to his left. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last second attempt to get rid of it.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down.
Here we go, set.
Shotgun snap. They'll throw. Tries to lob that one up, and it's intercepted. And the Raiders will take over as he reports his first interception of our season.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
And this is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with 1st and goal.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Ready.
1st and goal now as they try to pad this lead.
Here we go, set. 70 Timberwolves. Ready, right?
Here's Genty. And he will haul it in for the Vegas touchdown. The Raiders have likely locked up the win right there.
Touchdown, Raiders.
Let's see, Kate. I think in bowling, you get 3 strikes, that's a turkey. You know, in hockey or soccer, you score 3 goals, that's a hat trick. What are we going to call this other than simply splendid?
That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders push their lead to 18. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Worthy now to return it. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Nice effort here. They're going to tackle him just shy of the 35.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34.
Ready. Hiking 18.
Back to work after throwing the pick. Completed over the middle. And in a blink, they are off to midfield before somebody manages to stop him. Working quickly here.
That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down.
To throw here on 1st down. He's going to get a hand in there and knock that one away. So 2nd down now after the incompletion.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
2nd down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass. Dropping back to throw. Hits his running back. And their next snap is coming from that red zone as he reaches the 14. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
And the Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down. 1st and 10.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. From the red zone on 1st. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets back to the line, but no more.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
So after that prior incompletion, it's third down. Third and long for him here. And he's in for the Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs get it back to within 2 possessions. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That one right down the middle. And the Chiefs make it an 11-point ball game.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Butker on now to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. And they're whistling for a stop. It looks like that's one of the Chiefs in some pretty clear discomfort and in need of some assistance.
On the jump.
Offense showing trips outright as they get set for this 1st and 10.
Ready? Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
They'll work against the blitz. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Jerry Jeudy, the intended receiver. So that brings up 2nd down. Well, he already has himself 1 interception in this game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse, kind of sprinkle into your passing game, because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when 1 pick becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, and on and on and on.
Takes the handoff, now to throw. And no look there, that throw falls to the ground. Tried getting that one to Jack Bench. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Just cannot afford right here, Kate, to go 3 and out. Not when you watched your counterpart score a touchdown. Got to cling to that lead and find a way to convert this 3rd down. It's a big one. And cut off some of the mojo from the other side.
19, Tiger, 19.
3rd and long, they're going to throw. Flush down out to his left. Big strike downfield to Jeudy. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
There are times a quarterback's got to be blacksmiths. When you're in the pocket, there's just a certain timing and precision. But you get outside that pocket, you got to be an artist. You got to be creative, and this guy is.
1st down, play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. That throw comes up short. Need a little more muscle on that one. After the incomplete pass, here comes 2nd and 10. The give for the first time to Rachaad White. And a great play is brought to an end as this one reaches the 35-yard line. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, they can stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
All set to go now from the 35.
Let's go now. Let's go.
Going to the ground again on 1st. His charge towards the line. It's right around 3 yards. So a timeout comes in. Looks like the defense using its first. It stops this game as we get close to our 2-minute warning.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6.
Cougar 19. Ready?
Again, this is White. And that 2nd down run is only going to manage a yard. Now, before we reach the 2-minute warning, we've got a timeout. That's the 2nd one used by the defense in this half.
And it's 3rd down.
Good moving drive, but it could stall out here. We've got 3rd and 4.
Ready? 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready?
He'll look to throw. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
Remember numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to third and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
The Raiders settling for 3 as they send the field goal unit out. It's on the left hash, 46 yards out. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that extends their lead to 14.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get back in this game and really leaves only 1 remaining. It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. We know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And that one's going to skip across the goal line and into the end zone, so the football will come back out to the 20. Now Kansas City looks settled in and ready. Here we go. 1st and 10.
Warriors, at the 60, at the 60.
They'll throw to begin this drive. On target to Royals. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. First and 10, gotta score immediately here. Only 1 timeout left, and that clock winding down. Finds him over the middle. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Raiders side of the field. Chiefs in the hurry up, trying to get everyone in line.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the Raiders' 47-yard line.
2nd and manageable. He's throwing. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. Working fast as that clock ticks down.
Brings up 3rd down.
Now to throw. Looking slant route, complete. And he's close, but they say he did not get there. It's going to be 4th and maybe a yard.
A 10-yard gain, but it's 4th down.
Desperation time here. He finds Worthy, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. The Chiefs will use their 3rd and final timeout. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. And he's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. They manage 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
That's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a 1st down, that's a big bonus for the quarterback.
No timeouts and down 2 scores. They've got to find points quickly here. It's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And they get to him and tackle him on the return. But will this turnover count, partner? I don't know. There's a flag on the play. Well, no surprises here. They decline that holding call, and they're going to hang on to that interception. Out of the gun, White. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gives you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You can stick to the ground, you could throw beyond the sticks, to really create some indecision now defensively.
Running on 2nd with White. And that's a Raiders 1st down. More than that, Brock, it should seal away the win for him.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
1st and 10, it's a give to White. It is charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards. So it's a road win for the Raiders in this one. And they take the first skirmish with their division rivals, with a chance of a sweep awaiting them later in the year in their building. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Raiders winners, as we say so long from Kansas City.